Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 55 of the 72 Review. We hope you've had a very Merry Christmas, and we hope that you're looking forward to a good new year and a positive 2024. I'm joined by some usual faces. We will start next to me. Football's rubbish anyway. It's not too bad, is it? Surely. Ian from
Getting
Over
a
the
little
Bar.
bit better.
Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, Ian.
Hello, I'm Ian. 61-year-old Rotherham season ticket holder. And when the Millers are away, it's pointless following them anyway. So I go around the country vlogging for the Over the Bar YouTube channel.
It's good stuff. The link will be in the description down below. And then we have got a huge congratulations to Jake, PunkChef41 below us. Become a father for the second time. Congratulations. Sleeping well or not?
What sleep anymore? Thank you very much.
All the family's well, mate.
Everything good. I could have done without 2 December birthdays on the same week, but okay, it is what it is. But everyone's healthy, everyone's fine. Thank you for all the messages that people have said as well. Little Hunter is doing well. He's got a good set of lungs on him, and he's already learning what Wednesday misery is like, because I'm not going to not let him go through that. If my dad was cruel enough to do it to me, I'm going to be cruel enough to do it to him. But everything good. Football-wise, it's looking a little bit better. But everything good. I'm just looking forward to a good show and just seeing how we get on. I've got a busy one tonight. I've got this, and I've got my own live stream. And then I'm going to crash out on the sofa and hopefully have some more food, because I've got a fridge full of food still, and I don't know how. And let me just make sure this works. Yeah, everything works.
Yes, it's been a while since we've heard the klaxon. So yeah, you've got your live stream at 7, so we'll try and fly through this one and get done and dusted before then. But if you have to dip out, you are more than welcome just to dip here. As always, if you're new to this, get comments in. It does drive conversation quite a bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to look through all 3 divisions: Championship, League One and League Two, over the festive period. So we've got 3 games, I think, back to 22nd of December. So we'll have a brief look through them, but we'll focus a little bit more on yesterday's games and look forward to the new year, which all 3 of us are hoping a bit more positive than 2023. So
I had a good 2023 actually.
Football
about it.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, it's the latter end.
It's just this season that's been crap.
Yeah,
so we will make a start on League One. As always, we do point you towards Ben Natman, Cods Vlogs, a great content creator who covers League One. But we will just try and catch up on what we missed on over the festive period. So, any big results that you guys want to touch on from the last 3 games in League One?
Reading.
Reading. I'm going to say Reading. Yeah.
Reading putting a 5th against with this. They're looking like they could turn this around and get out of it. They're not far off. For everything that's going on with the club off the pitch, it seems like they're giving it a good fighting chance. You look at that, you would say Wigan probably edged it in terms of stats, but they just managed to come away with all 3 points. And if they keep putting in performance like that, I wouldn't be surprised if they stay up.
Yeah, they're in very good form down at the bottom, aren't they?
I watched Reading at Lincoln a couple of weeks ago, and they should have beaten them. They should have beaten Lincoln, and they look quite good. They impressed me that day. And look where Wickham are.
Yeah.
It's not been a good
season.
Exeter's
the team that's gonna be looking over the shoulders. But yeah, Reading, they quite impressed me. They didn't look a bottom 4 side at all.
Yeah,
it's
an interesting. You look at that bottom 4. Carlisle are pretty much down. Fleetwood, who knows what's going on with them, with what's happened today.
Well, they've just had Lee Johnson today.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, David Jones has come in, was at Fleetwood last night, good win for Bolton. But my word, the weather was atrocious. That's twice Lee Johnson's been sacked after playing us. We beat Sunderland 6-0
of course it is, yes!
last night. So, I bet Lee Johnson hates Bolton.
So he's not going to be leaving a good Yelp review about them then?
No, not at all. Let's move on to Boxing Day. Any crazy results on Boxing Day? I think the big one was probably Bristol Rovers beating Portsmouth for me. Portsmouth flying high in League One, but they have hit a little bit of a bump in the road without a win in the last 3 over the festive period, which has opened the door for Bolton a little bit with their 3 wins on bounce. And
is this normally where they start to come a bit undone though? Christmas time.
It is, but I think they've got enough quality in them to stay in and around the mix this time and not drop off too much.
It's an interesting top 6 actually when you look at it, because there's a couple that you would have bet there, and then you just got like Stevenage there who you think where they come from, but it's actually really good because he got them playing really good football. And look at that form.
Yeah,
not bad, is it? Even Oxford, after last season, they had a really poor season last season, and didn't expect them to really push on from that, and they've proved me wrong anyway. And then finally, as I say, we fly through League One, and if you want a more deep dive on League One, please head over to Cod's vlogs and check his content out. But yeah, David said a good win for Bolton at Fleetwood, and this spelled the end for Lee Johnson. And they're a decent team, Bolton, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, 18 shots, 6 on
I
target.
worry for Fleetwood now. With everything that they've had off the pitch, and now everything that's going on the pitch, I really worry that something going. Because you don't know what financial situation is, because it's been really murky. Like Nap had made a very good point on Twitter to someone who said they have like non-league style training facilities. You actually look at their training facilities, one of the best out there, because they've actually done it the right way. But if they don't stay up, I worry if they get out of League Two.
Yeah.
I think
they could go sink like a stone.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's been murky, hasn't it? I heard rumour that the owner was selling a cupboard as office space for £1 million a year to put money into the funds. I don't know how true that is. Like I say, it's a rumour, but I think that's kind of part of the course in football, though, isn't it?
Chancery playbook.
Yeah. But I think on the pitch, 4 shots, one on target is not good enough at home, even though they are playing. Yeah, they're playing a good team in League One, but you'd expect a bit more than that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So not looking good for Fleetwood. Any other games that you guys want to touch on from yesterday?
Just Bristol Rovers and our ex-manager Matt Taylor. He's got Bristol Rovers flying at the moment. He's
They're playing really well, aren't
they? Yeah. I mean, that was a good result against Charlton. It was an even better result when they beat Pompey. And he's just...
And again, he knows how to get out of that league.
Yeah, true. He's a very, very good League One manager. He struggled with us, I think, because of our financial situation and because of what we were up against the rest of the championship. I don't think he was able to motivate our team like he can motivate Bristol Rovers in League One. But I think I've got a lot of respect for him. I think he's a really, really good lower league manager, and I think he talks a good game. His interviews are very good. And he's doing brilliant at Bristol Rovers. Top marks to him.
I was going to say, though, Ian, he did give you the final thing of not having the yo-yo club for one season.
That is very true. That is very true. He stopped the yo-yos, and we'll be eternally grateful for that. But when you've got a striker like Chris Martin that's been there in every division and always scored goals wherever he's been, you've got an asset there.
Yeah, definitely. Around the Grounds has popped in on the chat. Evening, boys, just dropping in on my way home. He's coming back home from
drive safe, mate,
against Hartlepool. Yeah, drive safe, and look forward to watching that vlog when it's uploaded. He met Smith as well. Very jealous. What a legend he is.
Yeah. Yep. A YouTube legend.
Meeting another YouTube legend.
Oh, also congratulations on 5K.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done. That is absolute incredible.
You managed to do that in a year, which is incredible.
I've been grinding for like 7.
No. Putting us all to shame, Dan.
Yeah, we need to up his game, lads, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Just a little side note. Paul Warnock Derby. They are flying.
Good result. They were 2-0 down, weren't they? Yeah.
So I mean, they were 2-0 down. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
Scored
going
two in
under the
first
radar
13
though.
minutes.
They're going under the radar, and that's what Paul
And
Warner.
that's very good. That'll suit Warney.
I get exactly. I think last year, I don't think he liked being in the limelight too much, and I think that's what killed him a little bit. I think this year they're just flying under the radar, doing what they're doing, and not doing anything too fancy.
Yeah.
4 wins and a draw out of the last 5. It was brilliant.
Yeah, a game in hand over Peterborough as well.
So they could be making a play for the automatics.
Yeah. The game in hand isn't against Bolton, is it?
I'm not sure who it's against.
There's a couple more on 23. I'm not sure who that's against, but yeah, it's looking interesting at the top. We've got Portsmouth currently leading the way going into the new year on 50 points. They're mathematically safe. Bolton in second on 48, and then the playoffs are made up of Peterborough, Derby, Stevenage, and Oxford. Barnsley and Blackpool, well, probably Barnsley are the most likely to break into that top 6. Blackpool tailed off a little bit in recent weeks. Yeah, three defeats out of the last 5 is just kind of. I will be worried for Blackpool because it sounds like Huddersfield want to recall Jordan Rhodes. Do they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
and I'd be worried for Peterborough because we are definitely going to recall Peter Kyoto, right back who Peterborough have made their captain.
Yeah.
But we said apparently the player himself wants to stop at Peterborough.
But
we've said, well, cough up then.
Yeah.
And they're not able to cough up, so I think he'll be coming back.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole situation? And it works well. We're going into League 2 in a minute. Peterborough, Clark Harris, and Wendy Lee Gregory being on top of Phil Parkinson's shopping list at Wrexham.
If the money's right, it'll just show you how mercenary these players are. Because if you remember, Paul Mullin went from Cambridge to Wrexham when they were non-league. Norwood did the same from Barnsley to Oldham, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it just shows you if the money's there, the players are going to take it.
I don't blame someone like Lee Gregory at 35.
No, I don't. No.
Because that makes a lot of sense. Last payday, go get some. And if you think about it, Paul Mullen, Stephen Fletcher, Lee Gregory are the strike force to try and get you out of League 2.
That's decent.
Yeah.
I think even young lads though. I know what you're saying about Lee Gregory at 35, but even young lads, I think going to Wrexham, you're going to get exposure.
Yeah.
And
you are.
If you play well and the amount of exposure that they're getting, it could be a stepping stone to bigger, better things.
A lot of them are actually going there who have got already got mini little businesses.
Yeah.
Then because both Ryan and Robert both said if you've got a business, we will help promote it.
Yeah.
Well, what's better than 2 people who are actors in their own right? And Ryan Reynolds, let's just call it what Ryan Reynolds isn't just an actor; he's a businessman.
Yeah.
You don't sell your gin company, a mobile phone provider company for all that money, and then they'll be able to go, I've got a football club as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's decent, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, looking at the bottom of League 1, we mentioned Reading looking like they're probably the best set in terms of getting out of the bottom 4. Cheltenham are well in it as well on 20 points. But Fleetwood and
it's a bit of form, Cheltenham.
Do we think Wigan will go back to their old manager at Ainsworth?
He's available,
it's possible. It's possible. He's available. And I'm sure he'd go back if we were at. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think he would as well. Okay, let's move on to League 2. I will try and get through the negativity of Doncaster Rovers early on in the festive period. So, 3-1 defeat at home to Bradford, who had turned a bit of a corner coming into this game. I think they were coming in off the back of maybe 3 or 4 straight wins under Graham Alexander.
He's doing well. He's doing
well. He's
managing to get a tune from them. And we were coming into this off of the back of a 5-0 home drumming to the hands of Morecambe. And we didn't lay a glove on Morecambe. And we barely laid a glove on Bradford. In all honesty, I think Joe Ironside's goal was fortunate. He's done well to close the keeper down, and it's a fantastic finish from a tight angle. But other than that, we didn't really offer anything. Everyone knows what Andy Cook can do at this level, and he just ran the show on the evening. Luckily, I'd had a fair few to drink before the game, so I wasn't too fussed. I'd been out on Mad Friday with the work lot. I'd had a fair few to drink, got down to the ground. So the result and the weather didn't impact my mood too much. But yeah, it was
you were
frustrating.
already going in like you were already losing.
And that's the thing that hurts at the minute. We're kind of going through the motions, expecting defeat after defeat after defeat. But we've seen previously this season at home to Everton, at Hull City, away at Accrington, where we managed to win in the FA Cup and draw in the league. There's been more positive games than negative games, which is what I'm holding on to at the minute. But I think these last three fixtures were starting to get me worried, because I'm looking over the shoulder at Sutton and Forest Green. One of those starts to put a run together, and we're dragged into it. I think McCann is the best out there that we could possibly get.
I'm worried with your board with McCann.
Well,
I know you just changed things recently.
Yeah, I think
I am
with the change, I think that's more positive, because I think.
But I'm still worried that they might do a kind of knee jerk.
I don't know, mate. Because like yesterday at Mansfield, there were 900 fans there. We're 20th in League Two, not playing well, and every single one.
That's a damn good following, that is.
Good.
But every single one was singing Grant McCann's name, so I think it'd be suicide for the board to get rid. I really do. I think the backlash of getting rid of McCann would be massive.
You've been hit by a lot of injuries, though, haven't you?
We have, yeah. But I don't really like using that as an excuse, because every team has injuries. But we have had probably 12 all season, and some of these are probably first team players that you'd expect in there most weeks. But I think what we're finding is there's a massive lack of being able to rotate the squad and keep it fresh. And you're probably going to see maybe 2 or 3 squad players that are constants in every team across the 72. There'll be 1 or 2 players in that squad who you think they're guaranteed starts all the time, and then the rest will probably be interchangeable. You'll have some that will play 80% of games and they'll get subbed off. We've not had that kind of luxury of swapping it around, and I think it has started to impact us. We were looking tired, and
I will say I'm starting to get the worry at Wednesday that I think you got a couple of seasons back, because I'm deadly worried what Wednesday do when Barry Bannon either leaves or retire, because we haven't been able to replace him, i.e. similar to you with Cops.
Yeah, and similar to us, we've not replaced Barlasser. We haven't got a creative midfielder.
You haven't replaced Wood either, have you?
Not really, but having said that, there is signs, but we'll come on to that when we go to the championship.
We've got a couple of comments that have come in through that. We've got where's it gone? There we go. We've got Mr. Barnsley. Hey, lads, good evening.
Hey,
hope we've had a good Christmas, and we're looking forward to 2024. Dale's come in, guys. Do you think the tapping merchant Langstaff, who has 18 goals so far, will still be at Notts come the end of January?
Not sure.
We were talking about this, weren't we?
Yeah.
Really
it's gonna take one big transfer offer to get him gone, and
well in excess of 7 figures. Well in excess.
It's gonna have to be a big offer for them to turn down. And the thing is, 26. Yeah, it's all right tapping him in League Two and Conference. He's not done it above that.
Yeah.
It would be a massive gamble for a championship club, in my opinion.
It would, certainly. Mr. Barnsley also said, "See you soon, Rotherham and Sheff Wednesday." I don't know if he's expecting Barnsley to go up and you guys to
already
survive.
Looking forward to it.
I'm just gonna give you something that Ian, my good friend above me, has said before.
Fuck off.
What I will say to Mr. Barnsley, though, is spreading the love around. He's also said, "Have fun in non-league, Donny Rovers."
Surprised you can count on your hand.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't see non-league. And
again, we were talking about that beforehand.
Yeah, we will come on to the belief in a short while. But Boxing Day, 3-0 to Notts County. Notts County, best footballing team in League Two by far. The possession just shows how we set up in this one. 81% to them, 19 to us. We allowed Notts County to play. We did the same when they visited the Eco Power. And I think we were on the same end of the same scoreline back then as well. Just really poor. And another game where we didn't really lay a glove on a team. But before we came live,
your stats were pretty not bad for an away team, really.
I know, you look at that. In 20% possession, we've got 13 shots at goal, four on target.
20%, Jesus.
Yeah. And I think I saw a stat that one of their defenders had more passes than our team put together. Just shows what kind of game it was.
Yeah.
But
That's one of those stats that you see, you go, "Oh, I'm done with football, bye."
Yeah, but having said that to me shows that a lot of the play was in their defensive third, and we just allowed them to kind of pick those longer passes out.
That sounds to me like a Rotherham away game. That.
But yeah, not a great watch. Had the penalty gone in, it could have been a different game. I really don't know. But yeah, another frustrating fixture. The players and Grant McCann went over to the fans and they were getting "You're not fit to wear the shirt" sung to them, which must not be nice. But fans pay the money; they're entitled to their opinion. But maybe those chants actually delivered a better performance yesterday, because it was chalk and cheese from Notts County to Mansfield. We wanted the ball a little bit more. We ran harder, we ran faster. We put Mansfield under pressure, and we've matched a team that are second in the division, and we're 20th. I think a neutral watches this, and you can't split the teams. And this is where I'm still holding on to hope, and I trust that McCann is the one to turn this around. We need additions.
It's a weird situation you're in it, because you're in that weird transitional period of the club where the moment it go badly, it go badly. But when you get a run going, it goes okay, and you're like, it's that whole little bit of belief that giving you too much positivity, where you know that the next game you go, I don't want to get myself too G'd up for this one because it could end horribly.
It's the hope kills you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
But like you say, we've had a lot of injuries, and I think new recruits coming in January will hopefully steady the ship a little bit. And it is a project.
Like you're getting that Bolton striker, aren't you?
Yeah, it's not strikers that I'm worried about. I think we need to improve midfield to create more chances. But the defence, for me, I mean, we'll have a quick look at the table. We've conceded 43, minus 16. It's the fourth worst goal difference in the league. 43, we're conceding far too many. There's only Newport above us. Swindon.
Salford could get pulled into that.
Yeah.
Salford look really vulnerable. They've just sacked the manager, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look really vulnerable. And to be quite honest with you,
you know what? I didn't realise how tight it was down there.
Tears. I wouldn't shed any tears if Salford City went back to non-league.
No, me neither. I think there's a couple of teams worse than us down there, which is the saving grace.
Yeah.
But we will see. But yeah, on this game, I thought we went 1-0 up with a perfectly good goal that was chalked off for a Mofar push on the defender. But I think it got equalled out. Mansfield should have definitely had a penalty, 100% Stonewaller for me, not given. But then we went 1-0 down, and I thought, here we go, Eds will drop and it'll be another 2 or 3-0. But it didn't. We pulled together, and Joe Ironside scored a lovely goal on the hour mark, and we shared the spoils, which you can't grumble at.
It looks a very even game. It looks a very even game with the stats.
I mean, Mansfield, they've only lost one all season, so it'd been some.
They've drawn too many.
Yeah, But they're
drawn
still
a
in
lot.
second, so they'll take that for sure,
Yeah.
won't
I'm sure they will, yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Oh, too far. Any other games that you guys want to touch on in League Two before we jump into the Championship?
What a job that Pete Wilder's doing at Barrow. All right, they only drew with Accrington, but they're absolutely flying at the moment. And with the resources that they've got, or the lack of resources that they've got, it's a virtual miracle that the way they are in the league.
It's showing you don't have to overspend to do well in a league.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, look at Stevenage in League One. Yeah. They don't overspend. They're Stevenage and Barrow, similar sized clubs, doing fantastic in the divisions.
Yeah, 100%.
They are indeed.
MK Dons are turning the screw a little bit.
They are.
They really started coming to real good form. They're just, it's like every game they're just going about it going, just another game. It's just another game. And it's amazing to see the difference between what's happened to the start of the season when they are Alexander and he's at Bradford now turning around. It just shows you what a difference. Maybe the manager just wasn't the right fit for that club.
And also, the manager coming from Gateshead in non-league, and he's taking to League Two like a duck to water, hasn't he, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hi, ATID.
We've just got a couple of comments that have dropped in. We've got John. Happy New Year, gents.
Happy New Year.
Best footballing team in League Two. So I think this is Notts County, what I mentioned. I mean, footballing wise, in terms of keeping hold of the ball and moving it around quickly, I know they've lost 9 already, and they'll be fortunate to stay in the top 7. I think they're good enough to be in and around there. I know they've lost a lot of games, but they've scored 53 goals.
I think they could still do it.
They score goals for fun, don't they?
Yeah.
If they lose him, then maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think, Langstaff is the key there, isn't it, for sure. But 53 goals, the same as Stockport. I know they've conceded the same amount as Donny, but some of those defeats that they have had have been quite heavy. But when they get the ball down and play it,
2023, I don't get the obsession, mate. I'm too old to be going into this crap. Give up. I've got no sleep. My filter probably will flip.
Dale has said that on New Year's Day the top 4 play each other, so that's a chance for Notts County to
they do, don't they?
A little bit.
Yeah, they do. Although Tranmere are running into form.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, 4 wins out of 5, I think. Yeah.
Yes, good place to really go. ATID, I don't know what to say about your situation. I feel for you. Going to Stoke, I don't get it. The only thing I can think of...
Money.
No, I don't think it's money. I think it's closer to Liverpool. I think it's closer to family. Stoke is a hell of a lot closer to Liverpool than it is to Plymouth to Stoke. I think it's... Because I think that's the same reason why Lowe went to Preston. They're both closer to Liverpool. I think it was family stuff. I get it.
But it's happened too often for Argyle, hasn't it? It's happened twice now.
Yeah.
It really is good.
I will say, though, got Parker being like another front runner for the job. That's not a bad shout.
Who?
Got Parker.
Oh, I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah.
ATID saying that it's 100% money. His family wanted to stay in Plymouth.
Oh, fair enough then. Yeah. Money it is then.
Tim said, will we get Vicky on alive? Probably not, mate. She don't really like football. And this is why I do
YouTube.
His
kids and his wife are still down there. Okay, fair enough. Then it's definitely money then.
Yeah.
That's blown mine out of the way then.
So I can talk to people about football and leave Vicky out of it. So I don't think we'll ever see her on alive.
And bit same with my missus as well.
And Haley said, Finley said, have a fantastic new year.
Same for you, Finley, mate.
Preston. Glad you had a good
Happy
game.
New Year, Finley.
Happy New Year. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the League Two table and move on to the Championship. So Stockport going to the new year top of the tree with 51 points from 25 games. Mansfield in second.
Surely this is a season Mansfield do it.
Yeah, Wrexham.
That is incredible. Only losing 1 out of 23 league games. That is incredible.
I wish I knew how that felt. Like you say, Barrow doing a superb job up in fourth with Notts County, MK Dons, and Wimbledon in the top seven.
Wimbledon are playing at the moment as well.
Yeah.
Well, where Crewe are?
Just
they've
outside.
dropped down a lot.
Yeah. Poor run of form for Crewe, but the League Two entertainers. And then down at the bottom, Forest Green and Sutton fighting to go down at the minute, not fighting to stay up. Colchester not doing too much.
Manager of Forest Green.
Deeney.
Yeah.
Colchester, Salford, and Doncaster just above the bottom two. Hopefully, our fortunes turn around in 2024.
Johnny,
start to climb the table.
Dan, you've got to finish above Colchester, or you will never live it down.
Easy, mate. Easy money. Us finishing above Colchester this season. Let's move on to the Championship. Let's get that turned around. Obviously, I'm conscious that you've got your live at 7, Jake. So let's start with Chef Wednesday 1, Cardiff 2.
Unlucky this one because we bothed it. We absolutely bothed this game. And it was a game where if we were a little bit more clinical, we probably walk away with all 3 points. They didn't really show much. They just really were under the cosh a little bit. And we've all had those games where we're bossing it and you think you're going to do it. I think Masaba's goal was fantastic. And he's starting to look like a very clever pickup by Wednesday from AF Monaco for like £1 million, which is nothing in... You hear names like AF Monaco and PSG, like for us, it's like, that's not meant to happen, but it's happened this season for whatever reason. Conor Grant just showing what he's good at. And the last goal was just poor defending by us in a hole. It's like, Dawson got some pelted for this one because he got up way too slowly for the reaction. He could have done better on the first one as well, but you move on. It's like we're going to have these games where we're going to play really well and we're not going to get anything. And Danny Rule has said that the big problem with us at the minute is that we create chances, but we don't bury them. But I've lost count how many times I've been on this show, and I said, we don't bury our chances. We just don't. We need a proper out-and-out goal scorer who can bury a couple. But that costs money, or it's a loan, and then you've got to try and figure out if you can keep them. Unlucky result. Cardiff doing what Cardiff are doing well at the minute. Let's be honest, the mid-table at the start of the season, they were struggling, but he got them playing well. Yeah. I felt like we could have got all 3 points in this, and it just felt like a massive gut punch.
Yeah.
Certainly. A poor result for Rotherham on the 23rd of December, but slightly better as Christmas has gone on. But it was an expected result, wasn't it?
You say it's a poor result. I mean, I'm absolutely delighted they kept it in single figures because it was a massacre. Put it that way. I mean, Jamie Vardy wasn't even on the bench, so they were feeling sorry for us that way. It was just. We kept them out until the hour mark, more by luck than judgment. But once the first goal went in, the heads dropped, and there were only going to be one result. Even at 1-0, there were only going to be one result. But it's one of these where you go away to the King Power. If you get a corner, you're doing well, and we didn't. But
he didn't.
But expected defeat, get it out of the way. I mean, it's no surprise to anybody, but you are playing the Championship champions because there's nobody that's going to overtake Leicester. They're just a machine.
Yeah. I will say something though. Leicester are going to be interesting because the African Cup of Nations is coming, and they've got 4 players who have been called up. Ndidi, Dak, and Nacho,
players as well.
And that Adiu Fatawu are all called up. You look at Hull, they've got Seri and Traore called up. Cardiff have got Adams and Collins.
The big misses, aren't they?
Stoke have got a load of players called up. So West Brom. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these clubs cope.
It's going to see how strong the squads are.
Yeah. It could make top of the table a bit more interesting because it could let it switch in. If they're 4 players who were massively crucial to Leicester.
Talking about this though, like if there's 3 players called up for international duty for international friendlies, teams in League 2 can rearrange the games. What's the difference with the African Cup of Nations?
Because we'd have to stop the season and finish it in July.
It's not a friendly though, is it? It's a championship. So it's like their World Cup Euros.
Yeah, but I don't get why we can rearrange games for internationals that are friendlies that are probably. I mean, League 2 teams. What sort of players are going to be called up for international duty? It's not going to be.
Dan, don't give Leicester City an excuse to like. They're already going to grab the league.
Why they can rearrange games for one thing and they don't for the other.
Good point, though. It is a very good point.
Like you say, these are key players that are then taken out of squads.
So weird. It's always a weird period when it always falls. Well, it always falls like in that January period where I think it's like they're asking for someone just to go buy players or loan players.
Well, loan players. I think the loan market will be very busy. I would have thought.
ATID's in the chat. We will get his comment up. He said, I genuinely cannot sum up the last 2 weeks. Shocking good point against Wayne Rooney's Birmingham. The worst own goal I've ever seen in a game we should have won against Cardiff, which we'll go on to shortly. And then obviously last night, you've probably seen it. Onside last night and then sucker punched straight after.
That was an absolutely awful decision. That.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awful.
But this game,
boring, wasn't it? Yeah.
Looks fairly even statistically. Possession much in Plymouth's favour, but Stansfield, Exeter player, lifted his shirt up and it said "Once a red, born a red, always a red," something like that. So that'll cheer the Plymouth fans up, won't it?
To be fair, he did get a lot of stick when they played him at home about the Plymouth fans chanting stuff about his dead dad. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't, to be honest with you.
I think that's.
And I'm not saying that as a whole of all Plymouth fans, by the way. It's just a section of them went too far.
Yeah. Unfortunately, every fan base has got them, haven't they? Another probably standout result on the 23rd of December was Leeds 4, Ipswich 0.
Ipswich are dropping a little bit.
Yeah, very, very. I say it's an unexpected result. Leeds are looking good, but I mean, 2 shots, none on target from Ipswich. It was just a bit of a massacre, wasn't it?
It was nice. It was nice for Leith Davis to help his old club out, wasn't it? They are playing stupidly well.
The problem I've got with Leeds is they're extremely good at Ellen Road, but they look very vulnerable away from home.
Yeah,
I think the problem you've got
time on the screen for me to tell you.
I think the problem you've got with Ipswich at the minute is that they're lacking that cutting edge up front at the minute.
Yeah,
which I think is odd. Probably didn't think you'd say that.
This is good to read. So 10 Monks don't make a fan base. Completely agree with that. We've donated more to his dad's charity than he can count to. The sooner he grows up, the sooner he won't be at a shit club like Birmingham. I think the fact that you've donated to his dad's charity.
The fact they've done that, then fair play.
Moving on to Boxing Day. Jake, Coventry 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
We were just nowhere near this game. Coventry were just very, very good. They just outplayed us.
Player, that Japanese player is a good one.
Sakamoto is very good. Yeah. It's saying we hit on shot, but 2 on target, and the 2 they got.
The score with both of them.
Oh, both. First half we were dreadful. Couldn't get going. Really tried to get anything really looking like how we were. Second half, much better. Got it on. Tried to get something from it, and it just went. We huffed and puffed, and then that last sucker punch at the end where they got it was just. They were just better than, like you said, they were just better than us.
Which is fair enough.
And whatever happened at the end with Bambo and Kitchen, I'm still not 100% sure. Mark Robinson said there's something that kicked off and stuff. Again, it was those ones where the camera's not seen it. No one's a bit sure. It sounds like it was a bit of half of one of the other half of the thing. I don't know if Kitchen and Bambo played with each other at Barnsley, and if anyone knows the history, Bambo got suspended at Barnsley, had a 2-year ban or 1-year ban for banned substance. So I don't know if something got said, kind of thing, but it's just stupid.
Possible.
At the end of the day,
that's gone too far.
Yeah, at the end of the day, commentary are very, very good, but it just means we miss another key person. And when we go on to last night's game, it doesn't help because we got injury galore at the back.
Yeah.
Oh, Lolo says that Bambo stuck nuts on him.
That is fair enough.
Oh, right.
Lolo, I have had 0 sleep. My priority hasn't been watching Wednesday. I'll be honest with you.
On to a more positive result, though, for the panel. Rotherham 1, Middlesbrough 0. And just explain to me, Ian, how on earth do you have 3 shots, 1 on target, against 20 shots and 5 on target?
And isn't this lad's first goal of the season?
The thing is, the shot that we had on target wasn't a shot. It was a cross from Going Bramall from the left-hand side that sailed straight over the Borough keeper's head into the net. I just stood up and spent the next 5 minutes with my mouth open. I couldn't believe what had happened. This was from a Middlesbrough point of view. They should have all gone to Rotherham Police Station, which is across the road from the ground, and trying to get us arrested because it was robbery with violence. This Borough had 2 hit the woodwork twice. Johansson did his normal Johansson bit and played a brilliant game in goal. We defended fantastically well, I will say that. I mean, Sean Morrison, I criticised Sean Morrison for the last 2 games. Last night's game and Borough game, he's been a colossus. You can't substitute experience. He just knows what positions to take up, what blocks to get in. Defensively, we were fantastic. Up front, there were nothing there at all. Borough's defence were just rock solid. Michael Carrick, I mean, he conducted himself admirably because I would have been absolutely raging at the end of that game. Because Middlesbrough shouldn't have got a point out of it. It should have won the game comfortably. And Borough do look a good unit. I mean, they're probably in a false position down in about 13th, 14th place. But
didn't start well, though, did they?
They didn't start well.
No.
They've got a side full of quality. There's quality all over the pitch. I mean, they're probably missing a goal scorer because when Akpom went in the summer, they've not really replaced him. And Cameron Archer was scoring goals from last season. He's gone to the Blade. So they've not really replaced him. But midfield, they're very, very good. We got away with murder. But having said that, we've had a lot of bad luck this season. We've had a lot of decisions gone against us. I think it would payback time against Borough, and we were delighted to see final whistle. We got away with one there. We had.
Bet you were.
Yeah.
An undeserved 3 points.
Take it though.
Yeah,
like that at home, you're good.
Yeah.
We're not bad. Yeah, we're not bad. We've given 1 or 2 teams nosebleeds that didn't expect it.
Yeah. Couple of standout results on Boxing Day for me. Preston beating Leeds 2-1.
Yep.
Like you said, Ian, they look better at home at Ellen Road than what they do away. And that could be the difference between automatic and playoffs for Leeds. Huddersfield beating... Sorry, go on, Ian.
I mean, Leeds, they've just lost 2 away games on the trot, and that's not good, especially with expectant fan base like Leeds have got.
Yeah, definitely.
Go for Huddersfield.
Yeah, Huddersfield beating Blackburn 3-0. Bristol City beating Watford 4-1. Some big scorelines. Southampton 5-0 winners at home to Swansea.
Southampton are looking good now. They're coming right into form.
Yeah. ATID said earlier about a game that they should have won against Cardiff. It finished 2-2. And then a good point for Ipswich against Leicester. Although it is at Ipswich, I think they'll take 1-1 against Leicester.
Yeah.
It kept them on the tails pretty much.
Yeah.
Moving into yesterday's, we will start at Preston, so that if you need to shoot off Jake, you can. Talk us through this one, mate.
This was weird yesterday because Preston were good. Preston were very good getting crosses going. And we managed to just make something work. It was a very good long kick by Dawson to get it up. It was a cracking assist by Bailey Cadamartri, who got it to Johnson to get the goal. And you're like, okay, what can we do from this? And it was about keeping Preston at arm's length, and we did it to a point. But in this game, we lost Akinfenwa to a hamstring injury in the first half. This makes our second defender who's now injured in many weeks, which is starting to look a bit of a worry. So Palmer came on, Mr. Reliable. And then also in the same half, we lose Will Vokes to something that looked very similar. So Byers has to come on for him to replace him. And you're thinking, okay, you're picking up 2 injuries. That's not great. Second half, they really came at us a little bit more. We really didn't show much in the second half. I think we were just knackered. I think the thing that we got with our game now, it's it's
never trust a Scouser.
But it's that whole thing. Second half, as soon as we went down to 10 men, and it's looking like it wasn't for the tackle, but by sounds, it sounds like Byers may have thrown a punch at the player, or again, but 2 red cards. 2 red cards in 2 games is not what you want back to back, especially in this really busy Christmas period, especially when we've got injury coming up now. And you're trying to figure out they threw everything at us in that last 15 minutes or so. And we just defended it very, very well. And managed to hold on, get all 3 points, get out of Dodge, and move on to the next game. And considering the last 2, you looked at it, you think we might get something out of them, kind of thing. I was expecting them to get battered by Preston. I even said in my preview, I'm worried about this one. I think we'll get stuffed. To come out with a win against Preston, who are very good at home, and manage just to get out of there and get ready for our next game against Hull. Again, not an easy game.
No.
But we got it. The stats are not pretty. 6-3, 31% possession. They'd have more of the ball. We had 0 corners. So we didn't really work them that hard. We just had one little bit of brilliance. And I think that's all it took. Yeah. And it was just nice to see a flash and grab.
You kept Preston at arm's length to a large extent because 9 shots and 2 on target at home. It means you've a good defensive display there.
It's weird. Danny's doing a really good job, and I'm always wary when managers start doing a good job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because they're only going to go one way, aren't they? And that's to another team who's wanting them to succeed there.
The thing is, like I said to people who are Wednesday related, the issue we got, if Danny stays, Jesus Christ, that wind is whipping. If Danny stays and we go down, he can't leave.
Yeah,
because it makes him look like he's not up to it.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one. We'll see what happens, but yeah.
I think January is key for you, Jake, and to Ian to a certain extent, to see if the clubs are actually wanting to push for a survival push towards the end of the season, or if it's a look ahead to next season and planning for League One and wanting to start well and really stamp your authority on that division. I think January will be pivotal for both of your clubs. But question before you shoot, 3 points from 3 games over the festive period. Would you have taken that beforehand, or are you a little disappointed with that?
I would have taken it. I would have taken it because at the end of the day, there have been difficult games, and it's the Christmas period, and we never really do well in the Christmas period. So I was gutted about Cardiff because I thought we outdone them. I think Coventry, they were just too good for us, and to get a point against Preston, 3 points against Preston was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, true. So I'm happy with it. It's just going to be interesting to see what we do for the rest of it.
Yeah.
But lads, I'm going to shoot and get ready for my stream as well, and hopefully I still have a place to sit in.
Nice one, mate. Have a good New Year.
You too. Have a good New Year, and everyone stay safe for the New Year as well. And have a good one.
Thanks,
Be safe.
Derek.
See you in a
Cheers,
bit,
mate.
lads.
See you in a
Bye.
bit.
Bye.
So now we move on to Rotherham. Before you start on this one, I've just asked Jake if he were happy with the 3 points from the festive period. I'll be honest, I'm not happy with the one that Donny have got. I wanted maybe one or two more. I'd have liked to have won the home game against Bradford, but I'd have taken a draw. And then obviously Notts County were in poor form coming into that game. I'd have liked to draw there. And then kind of Mansfield, I didn't expect anything there, and we got a point. So I don't know.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, bit disappointed that we've only got one, but we could have easily had zero. But yeah, hopefully a better January and end to the season than what we've had over this time. But you're the best out of the lot of it. 4 points from the 3 games. Talk us through this one. 1-1 at Sunderland against Sunderland.
Absolutely delighted, because I weren't expecting any points from any of the 3 games over Christmas, but we got 4 points, so I'm over the moon. Going back to this game, both teams started pretty slowly, feeling each other out, so to speak. But we came more into it as the first half went into its middle period. Sam Nombe were put through, tried to finish, but the keeper made a good save. Then he made another good save from the resulting corner. Jamie Lindsay had one cleared off the line, and we were playing really, really well at that time, going into half time. Sunderland hardly laid a glove on us, apart from a couple of long range efforts that whistled wide. Half time came. We were fairly content with the performance. It was a lot better performance than the Middlesbrough game that we won, incidentally. And then we started the second half, and Clucas scored a worldie. There's no other word to describe it. It just came to him on the edge of in the air, on the edge of the box, volleyed it first time. Patterson, Sunderland's keeper, who was an excellent keeper, just never saw it. 1-0 Millers. We thought, well, we can't get back to a back home win, not this season. Enter Jack Clark. Oh, he's a cheat code for this division. On the left-hand side of midfield, he's a wonderful, wonderful footballer.
Yeah. But
he got very, very lucky with the goal that he scored, because a corner came in, Johansson punched it out to him, and he controlled it and hit it. It was going wide, or Johansson had comfortably saved it, but he got a wicked deflection, looped over the keeper's head into the net. Sunderland gained a lot of confidence from that, and for the last 6 or 7 minutes they were pushing forward, but we handled it pretty well. We defended as well as we did against Middlesbrough, and we saw the game out fairly comfortably. But this was a much, much better performance from Rotherham. I mean, yeah, we only had 30% possession, because Sunderland, like you said earlier on, they do a lot of pretty passing around the back 4, doing nothing to hurt you.
Yeah.
But I think the pivotal moment of the game were when Sunderland made their substitutions when we were a goal up, and they brought Alex Pritchard on. Little Alex Pritchard, midfielder. It's great player for this.
It's not a bad player to have in your Arsenal off at bench, is it?
It isn't real, especially when you consider we could only field 6 subs out of 9 because of his injury situation. But Pritchard's a good player. Well, we all know how good he is, and so he was taking every set piece, and it was. But I'm pleased with the point, and I'm more pleased with the performance. I mean, I still think that we are not good enough for this division, and nothing's shaking me on that. But as a supporter and as a season ticket holder, and you go down and you see your team absolutely die for the shirt, put the bodies on the line, it's encouraging, and it makes me content. We know we'll probably be in League One next season, but fight and commitment, and Liam Richardson who has started playing two up front instead of the one that Matt Taylor played, we're looking a lot more threatening, a lot more dangerous, attacking wise, and we seem to have improved defensively. So yeah. I'm quite happy.
Yeah, can't be too disheartened with 4 points from
three tough games as well.
Yeah,
really tough games. Yeah.
Before we round off, look at the table and look at the predictions. ATID has been pretty active in the chat, so we will have a quick look at Plymouth at Southampton. So it said, for me, after be beating crap like Birmingham and Cardiff, but no, our defence decided once again it was a season of goodwill and gifted goals for fun. Southampton, we were robbed. We needed 6 points, minimum 3 is crap. So he's not happy with the with the points.
I see his point. And I think they were robbed yesterday at Southampton. Absolutely robbed.
I mean, statistically, they weren't. But
no, I know.
The fact that they went 1-0 up through a perfectly good goal that was chalked off for offside, and then Southampton went up immediately and scored. I think that's just like a double punch, wasn't it? To have a perfectly good goal ruled out and then to concede straight after. And from there, they only looked really one winner, didn't they?
They're looking frighteningly good at the moment, Southampton.
Yeah.
I mean, when you consider neither of the Armstrongs scored for a change, because they've been scoring all season, and they'll let Che Adams have a go for a change. They're looking good. And to be honest, I mean, if Ipswich continue this fall away of form, Southampton could easily take the place.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned in the chat that Southampton could nip in for second. I mean, Ipswich without a win in 4, Southampton 4 wins on the bounce. I think they're the most informed team, other than Leicester. Looking at this, I think they are. Yeah. So putting themselves in a really good position to nick that second spot. But I think it's Leicester's division to throw away, isn't it? 62 points.
They're not going to.
Games.
They're not going to.
No.
I mean, 20 wins out of 25 games. That is frightening.
It's ridiculous.
And 50 goals. That's 2 goals a game as well.
Yeah.
Averaging.
Unreal.
There's no doubt in my mind they'll be champions.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Down to the bottom, a couple of weeks ago, if you're a regular watcher of the 72 review, you'll have heard all of us saying that Sheff Wednesday and Rotherham were pretty much dead and buried. But you've breathed life into both of your seasons with a recent upturn in form. A couple of wins in the last 5 for Sheff Wednesday, a win and a draw in the last 5 for Rotherham. It's put you in touching distance, but it's one of those, isn't it? Can you continue this form? There's teams above you that are getting dragged into it. Birmingham. Plymouth potentially. It's an interesting end to the season, isn't it?
Plymouth's home form will keep them up.
Yeah.
Plymouth's home record will keep them up, and if they can get the odd. But if I was a Birmingham City or a Stoke City fan, I'd be frightened, because if any one of the bottom 4, which includes the Millers, but anyone strings a 3 or 4 game winning streak together, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. We will see.
It just shows, it keeps it interesting. I mean, I'm still of the opinion that we'll go down. Oh, they want us to go down as well, ATID. We get all of that.
I think there's certain teams, isn't there, within divisions that there seems to be an agenda against. I'd say
that word.
Yeah. But no, I think it's going to be an interesting end to the season for certain.
We are to doubt.
To finish off, we will have a quick look at the predictions.
Been looking forward to this.
Yeah, you've been knocked off a top spot, Ian.
That we're not having that.
There was an absolute incredible week for Neil, the Bradford fan, 11 points, which is unheard of. I don't think anybody's got that, and that's pulled him top, 54 points.
Is he psychic?
It must be. But for this week, obviously these are getting played in 2 days, New Year's Day fixtures. So hopefully we'll get everybody's predictions in. We're going with Sheffield Wednesday versus Hull. I've gone for a 2-1 win to Hull. What are you fancying, Ian?
I think Wednesday will get something. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Lovely stuff. Blackpool Rotherham. I've gone with a 2-0.
I actually think we'll get a point. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Lovely. I've gone with a 1-1 for Blackpool Lincoln.
I'm going for a home win here. I'm going 3-1 Blackpool.
And I've gone for a 3-1 home defeat. MK Dons doing really well this season, doing really well in recent weeks. We're struggling a little bit, so I'm not looking forward to this one.
I'm going for a MK Dons win, but not as bad as you. I'm going for a 1-0 MK Dons.
Lovely stuff. So as always, please get your predictions in, and we'll fill the table up and hopefully get some movement in the final table.
Yeah,
lovely stuff. And that brings us to the end. We've managed to
just
do
over
it in
an hour.
Yeah, just over an hour. So anybody watching here, before I go, Lolo, you did get your points. You were on 4. I've upped you to 6. I missed one of yours out. I'm very sorry about that. It has pulled you up to 19th. You're catching people up. So I have rectified that.
I mean, look at Neil. Neil got 3 actually correct scores.
Yeah, mental.
That's incredible.
But yeah, if you are still watching this, don't forget, head over to Punk Chef's channel for his live stream. He'll have already started that. So yeah, I think we'll just round this one off. I hope you all have had a very good Christmas. I hope you have a fantastic New Year, and I hope your clubs do well until they come and face either Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, or Doncaster, because we need a happy panel for these Sunday streams. I know this is a Saturday, but we will be back at the usual time. Sunday, I don't know what date it is. I haven't got a calendar or anything.
7th.
Yes.
7th
so we will be back then.
There'll be an FA Cup roundup as well.
Yes, there will indeed.
Yeah.
So please come and watch that, and subscribe to Over the Bar, Punk Chef 41, Around the Grounds, and myself, so you don't miss any of our content coming up in the new year. Any final words before I finish it in?
Great to have a bit of positivity on the panel for a change. Thank you, guys, for the New Year messages.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all in 2024.
We will do indeed. So this is where we're going to leave this one. If you've enjoyed it, big thumbs up on it for us, please. Comments in the section down below. Get your predictions in for New Year's Day. And all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching. Have a happy New Year, and we will see you in 2024.